Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the news. First, the headlines. Meghalaya tables reservation policy in Assembly. Committee recommends retaining 1972 reservation policy in its present form. Uproar in Meghalaya Legislative Assembly over protected area debate. Speaker adjourns House amid clash between Treasury and opposition. Government to hold talks on Rilbong-Barik flyover amid defence concerns. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds bilateral meetings with several world leaders on the sidelines of India AI Impact Summit. The news in detail, and let us start with the local news. The Meghalaya government on Wednesday tabled the state reservation policy in the Assembly, drawing a strong reaction from the VPP. Party President and Nongkrem MLA Arden Miller Basayamoit said the party will study the policy in detail, pressurize the government to immediately review, otherwise they will agitate. The committee stated that reservation should not be based solely on population share, but on constitutional principles such as social and educational backwardness, historical disadvantage, and adequate representation in public services in line with judicial precedents. It may be recalled that the VPP had earlier led protests in Shillong in 2023 demanding immediate review of the 1972 job reservation policy. An expert committee headed by Justice Mool Chand Garg was constituted in September 2023 and submitted its report in June 2025, but the document has not yet been made public.
First of all, we have already expressed our appreciation to the government for having decided after our agitation to review the reservation policy. So now the government has tabled it in the floor of the House. So as members of the party and the legislature also, we need some time to study whether the review was taking place as per the wish of the people and as per our wishes or not. So I will not give a very long statement on this issue. I can only tell you that if the review is acceptable, we are going to celebrate. And if the review is not acceptable, we are going to agitate. Simple.
Pandemonium erupted on the third day of the budget session in the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly today during a debate on the state's move for protected area status under the Migration and Foreigners Act 2025. Amid heated exchanges between Treasury and opposition benches over the inner line permit, Speaker Thomas A. Sangma repeatedly appealed for order before adjourning the House for 10 minutes. The confrontation centered on the government's parallel push for ILP and a restricted area notification, even as the proposal awaits approval from the centre.
This House is a place where we discuss matters, debate only. From all members, and therefore, why? Please stop pulling from our vote. Please, I'm putting the House vote. Please, members for us, we have a small issue.
Deputy Chief Minister in charge PWD Roads, Preston Tinsong, today said the state government will hold a joint meeting with the defence authorities and NHIDCL to decide the way forward on the proposed flyover from Rilbong to Barik. The move comes after defence authorities raised security concerns as part of the proposed flyover would pass through defence areas. Tinsong said that even if the flyover is not cleared, efforts will be made to develop a 4-lane road along the same route.
Still, we are going to have a meeting on Monday immediately after the Assembly session under the chairmanship of our Honourable Chief Minister, along with the GOC and all the correlated department, and we will sit down, we will work out the system where ultimately the intention of the government is to widen the road from Railbong up to Barik. So therefore I can't say right now anything, but of course the discussion has already taken place between the defenced land and the state government, as well as with the NSSL, where we would like to impress upon, in case if we cannot construct the flyover, we can convert into full lane.
President of All India Trinamool Congress Meghalaya unit, Charles Pangrope, on Tuesday admitted that the party's future in the state looks uncertain, especially in the Khasi and Jaintia Hills region. Speaking to the media, Pangrope acknowledged the party is facing serious political challenges and said the current situation appears bleak, though he did not elaborate on the reasons behind the decline. He also hinted at taking an important decision regarding his political future, stating that any move would come only after consultations with his supporters and party workers. He said discussions are going on as the political scenario in Meghalaya continues to evolve.
Yeah, that I must admit, it is bleak. Well, I'll see. As of now, I'm TMC. I will remain there till the end of the term. Now at that time, I will have to really think as to what to do. If I don't contest from the TMC, because if I don't have the base, everybody contests to win, no one contests to lose. So if the base is not there, then I'll have to seek another option depending on the inputs I get from the ground from my supporters. So after all, in the end, if your supporters are not with you, then it's difficult. It's not a one-man show. See, it is a statement which I cannot make in public because the sentiments towards the TMC in Khasi and Jaintia Hills was not based on the factor of inefficiency. There was other factors which I cannot disclose in the public domain.
North Mai MLA Charles Pangrope has raised concerns over the implementation of projects under the Shillong Smart City mission, stressing the need for greater accountability and transparency. He said several projects in Shillong have faced delays, with the public questioning the quality and pace of work. He urged the state government to conduct a comprehensive internal audit to ensure proper use of funds and adherence to approved plans. Pangrope emphasized that development must directly benefit the people and that transparency is vital to maintaining public trust. His remarks come amid shifting political dynamics in Meghalaya ahead of future electoral contests.
See, when we say Shillong Smart City, what are the factors that comprise that to name it a smart city? One is safe drinking water. One is affordable public health care. One is clean sanitation. So these factors, your proper roads, lighting, Wi-Fi connectivity, and there's so many other factors that constitute a smart city. Well, at the moment, I don't think we have reached the target of a smart city. I don't think so. Because you see the condition of the roads. Yes, recently the government spent almost 40 crores plus, which was even discussed yesterday, to resurface the roads. But today, I spoke in the House because there's some roads in my constituency which nothing has been done. They have been dug up to lay the pipes of the water pipes, but they have not been resurfaced. That is only what I see. What I don't see, other constituencies. Well, it will be good if they do an audit to find out what has actually been done, what is left to be done, and how do we do it. So that the government can have an audit. They can have an internal audit for that matter.
President Meghalaya Indigenous Women's Council, Bithi Grace Dakar, has questioned the JHADC over its reported revenue shortage. Speaking to media, Dakar alleged that many non-tribal shops in East Jaintia Hills district are operating without valid trading licenses and proper documentation. She claimed the council has failed to carry out inspections and collect due revenue, even as it cites lack of funds and unpaid staff salaries. Dakar also referred to recent incidents in Thangsku, where several Bangladeshi labourers were reportedly found, raising concerns over documentation and its impact on council revenue.
Board jangka district council belek handrat trading license. Namar kidukan kibar jela kibon bhala da pipai chano chanoro. Kibon bha kita kidukan beain jong kibar jela haga jela jongi. Dah apa kumta kumno pat ka district council kan ong ba kadon kataka shortage of revenue. Abaya ka kamran bakidai belek kimlek. Ya ka revenue bakin day ben yo kim tre ben tre shikom na kata na benta kata handrai kumno pat kim le rain ben ong ba ngidon ka shortage of revenue bangiduna ki funds hado bandasa pending ki tulop tekalong ka air ka ba pensiau le rain yang i ben modul bahabang yoi baka revenue kadon tang ba amla siyang pentre kampat nakabor jangga district council.
The Institute of Hotel Management, Shillong, today hosted the prize ceremony of the Dekho Apna Desh brochure contest for Meghalaya, along with the Tourism Education Expo under the Ministry of Tourism, India. Students from Kendriya Vidyalayas and Navodaya Vidyalayas showcased creativity through brochures while gaining deeper understanding of the country's tourism sector. The event also focused on creating awareness about tourism, hospitality and career opportunities.
Well, the program today at the Institute of Hotel Management Shillong is the Dekho Apna Desh, which is sponsored by the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, and the venue is at Institute of Hotel Management Shillong, Mau Kasiang, Mau Diang Diang. So here in this contest, it is a brochure making competition where the schools of the JNVs and the KVs have been given prizes because they have participated in this contest for the brochure making competition. So in this event today also we have different schools who have come here to witness the prize distribution for the brochure making competition, and also the schools are from the East Khasi Hills, and the program has started from 10 o'clock in the morning, and the students are here till the lunchtime, and then they are here till going through the institute and seeing about the hospitality education which Institute of Hotel Management is offered.
The Meghalaya State Skills Development Society organised a recruitment drive today at the District Library in Jowai to create job opportunities for local youth within and outside the state. Candidates underwent registration, counselling and interviews with shortlisted applicants set to receive skill training in their chosen fields. Similar drives will be held at Amla Rem Block on February 19th, encouraging more youth to avail social employment support.
The objective ko yung ita o training yung tay control pair kiwa dep hay pure pair kiwa kamjo la kiwa drop out kiwa mi lat de continue pure yang ki ini yang office yung ihadin ke training de le sakawi ke benta kete to ke job recruitment drive ilat control yo kiwa attend ni kre pair kam cibenta ni kesngi ka khat pratarik benai February arjar arphomru de le ikini ke job recruitment drive nem tai control wa ki kre man kiwa pair kiwa kre hapo India national kamjo le ki kre kiwa abroad international mk ni ki country kiwa office yung I de tie up ko kam ke Germany kam ke Japan kam ke Singapore kita to kita kre bagi salary package le kiwa biang nem tai control yang I sedangi salary ke hapo India sedangi kam tu haduk khat prahajar san pahajar rupahajar abroad sedangi neduk kende pahajar cilak arlak haduk lelak tekeni to ke kebuksiar wadawan rai chapi ki pek bah kam ton yang ke district lom Jaintia kam jo yo ke state Meghalaya rokawi keni to ke initiative yang chief minister konat ke sangma ke wada yo jengayo nai bentai control yang ke state hirokawi kublesibon.
Residents of Maurapat village on Tuesday staged strong opposition against Rangba Shnong Kirmenskem Shangdiar, alleging irregularities in the functioning of Maurapat LP School. Speaking to the media at Shillong, resident Pinchandor Shandiar claimed the school was shifted to the Darbar Hall, which is not a designated school building, allegedly linked to issues involving the Subdivisional Education Officer's office. Allegations of corruption were also levelled against the Rangba Shnong and an official from the SDEO office. Residents expressed concern over lack of food, drinking water and basic facilities affecting students' well-being and education.
Udonwi officer, okay? Office SDEO uba lali ikikam kiba pen jenjari ka morpat luar primary school namar ba kajing diliang jungu u chief no ekenika school but open kala but u change ru ya yakinong nong shed nang ta kajing du no ya mid meal nang tadi kajing du ya babun ba kajing mentoy kawi kalong ba kajing du kikena yakikot kisla napo CRC ta kawi ketika mat di mo ngikum ki nong snong napo morpan ni persya jure kane namar ba kamorpat ka dorbar hol morpat kamdei ka ying kamdei ka ying school kamut ba kane ka jingle arsam ka jingle bamsam jong urang ba snong bat kine bat une u master pit soon ubade USI jong ka office SDEO.
The Meghalaya edition of the 25th Bharat Rang Mahotsav was organized by the National School of Drama on Tuesday at the District Library Auditorium, Tura. The festival featured two plays, Ku Bilat Muni, a Garo production by Achik Theatre highlighting the impact of excessive mobile phone use among children, and The Wise Creature, a multilingual play by Anubhav, the Actors Guild, Guwahati. Speaking on the occasion, Tura MDC Bernard Marak stressed the importance of balancing technology with real-life activities, encouraging youth to engage in creative and physical pursuits while drawing the lessons from theatre and art.
Let's try to understand the true intention of this place so that it has a lesson for us. Everything is a lesson for us. So let this performance, let this program, let this moment here be an experience that would actually change us in life. In fact, I'm that kind of a person. When I see young people always involved in doing something, be it singing or dancing or any kind of activity, I try to help the young people to grow in that. But these days, I find most of the young people, instead of doing any physical kind of activity, they are more endorsed in mobile. So I think this play will be a good lesson for us. We can have a good understanding of its impacts, and I think it will help us in our life.
The College of Community Science Tura under CAU Imphal today inaugurated executive training programs on food processing and handloom and textiles at its conference hall in Tura. The initiative is sponsored by the District Commerce and Industries Centre, West Garo Hills, under the RAMP scheme. Functional Manager DCIC Biondi D. Shira encouraged participants to view learning as a lifelong process and praised the institution for promoting skill development. A total of 50 trainees from across Garo Hills are taking part in the training.
My dear participants, especially you all, because I know the energy and the expertise in the room of this institute. I know, and then I know that it is going to be a very successful executive program like the previous times. And then for the participants, I would like to motivate you, encourage you. Nak simang na expert yang rumah mo, yang dia institut tu orang nak simang nama ko sekira nak dah cukup mampian mo. Uni gambar nak simang jiwa sekira enga namis kis namis sekira bo ne namis sekira bo nak simang akan kami kamera ko saji buana nak simang family ko nak simang saji buana ibu nak lalin dari baha. Yang ko nak simang ini tu orang tay nabi mo nak simang yani amat deki. Ang ikaw na mga baha mo, ang family mo gagawin mo na mamay ko na dapat ko din naman yung mga raang ko na namin, ano ba ko na simang kakalikayan na sekirang raang ko.
Let us now move on to news from the northeastern region. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma on Tuesday said former APCC President Bhupen Kumar Bora will join the BJP on February 22nd. CM made the statement after meeting Bora at his residence, adding that several Congress workers from Lakhimpur district are also likely to switch to the BJP. He said the party's national leadership has approved Bora's induction and assured he would be given due respect within the party. The development comes a day after Bora resigned from the Congress party.
Years, 34, as I told you, he is the last recognized Hindu leader in the Congress party. You may ask, is Pradut Bodloy not a Hindu leader? Pradut Bodloy is a Hindu leader, but he wins from a 90%, a seat where 90% people belongs to another religion. So, Bhupen Bora used to fought election from Bipuria. Last time he lost by a narrow margin. His politics is primarily within the Assamese community. So he is the last recognized Hindu leader in the Congress party. His joining will completely create an image or create a perception, and which is reality too, that Congress is no longer a party of Assamese mainstream people.
And now let us move on to some national news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today held a series of bilateral meetings with global leaders on the sidelines of the India AI Impact Summit in New Delhi. PM Modi met Pedro Sanchez and discussed strengthening India-Spain ties in trade, digital innovation, health, climate action and education. Both nations also marked 2026 as the India-Spain Year of Culture, Tourism and AI. Modi held talks with Antti Pateri Orpo, focusing on sustainability, digitalization, AI research and future technologies, with both countries aiming to double bilateral trade. He also met Alexander Vucic and Andrei Plenkovic to boost cooperation in trade, AI, investment and people-to-people exchanges. Prime Minister Narendra Modi met Google CEO Sundar Pichai in New Delhi on the sidelines of the India AI Impact Summit 2026 at Bharat Mandapam. The two leaders held discussions focused on technology, innovation, artificial intelligence and strengthening India's growing digital ecosystem. Pichai is in India to deliver the keynote address at the summit on February 20th. And now on to international news. In Japan, Sanae Takaichi has been re-elected as the country's 105th Prime Minister by the House of Representatives of Japan today, after winning majority support from ruling coalition members led by the Liberal Democratic Party. Takaichi, Japan's first female Prime Minister, retained office after securing majority votes in both chambers of Parliament. Her second cabinet is expected to be formed later tonight.
右の結果、衆議院規則第18条第2項により、高市早苗君を本院において内閣総理大臣に指名することに決まりました。
武藤洋二君、村井秀樹君、浜田義和君、三輪秀樹君、寺上洋一君、小里康弘君、増尾栄一郎君、木原君、茂木敏光君、木内稔君、平口宏君。
内閣総理大臣に指名すること。
And now on to sports news. In the ICC Men's T20 World Cup, 3 matches are scheduled today. Defending champions India will face Netherlands in a Group A match at the Narendra Modi Stadium at 7 p.m. Last night, Nepal defeated Scotland by 7 wickets at the Wankhede Stadium. Chasing 171, Nepal reached 171 for 3 in 19.2 overs, with Dipender Singh Airi top scoring and earning Player of the Match honours.
मात मिली। टीम जाते जाते भारत के खिलाफ भी शानदार प्रदर्शन करना चाहेगी। रिकॉर्ड्स पर नजर डालें तो ये दोनों ढाई स्कोरिंग रही है, लेकिन हाल के मुकाबले में 200 रन का आंकड़ा पार करना आसान नहीं रहा। ऐसे में मुकाबला दिलचस्प होने की उम्मीद है।
भारतीय टीम अपनी बेंच
नजदीकी अंतर से मैच गंवा बैठे थे, लेकिन टीम की क्षमता को लेकर कोई संदेह नहीं किया जा सकता। नामीबिया के खिलाफ टीम ने 7 विकेट से जीत दर्ज की, हालांकि अमेरिका के
And now a quick look at the weather report. First, let us take a look at the weather report for Tura. The minimum temperature recorded was 16 degrees Celsius, the maximum 28. The relative humidity was 35%. Moving on to Shillong, the minimum temperature recorded was 10 degrees Celsius, the maximum 23. The relative humidity was 28%. Meanwhile, in Joai, minimum temperature was 10 degrees, maximum 23 degrees, and relative humidity was 29%. The forecast for Tura, Shillong and Joai is that clear weather is most likely. And another look at the headlines before we wind up. Meghalaya tables reservation policy in Assembly. Committee recommends retaining 1972 reservation policy in its present form. Uproar in Meghalaya Legislative Assembly over protected area debate. Speaker adjourns House amid clash between Treasury and opposition. Government to hold talks on Rilbong-Barik flyover amid defence concerns. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds bilateral meetings with several world leaders on sidelines of India AI Impact Summit. Well, viewers, that's all we have in this edition of the Bulletin. Join us again tomorrow evening for more news and updates.